I'm gonna start reading like red.
All right, shalom, shalom, all praise and glory to YAHAWAH by MASHAYACH YAHAWASHI. Coming with a mini lesson. I'm calling it the ages of man. All right, from a Hebraic perspective, from one of our forefathers, ancient historians inspired by the Most High, by MASHAYACH YAHAWASHI, Philo. Shalom, Mordecai, Israel. So we're gonna go through the stages of man, okay? So we can understand what our Hebraic culture, recognize concerning the rites of passage. You see what I'm saying? And the spirituality of numbers, and particularly the number seven.
Correct.
I saw a video. This guy was spitting with KRS-One about the number 9. But when you read the book of Philo, the number 7 is the exalted number. You see what I'm saying? So Shalom, Prince. So I got my Emanon Yashala right here. You know what I'm saying? No playing games. The music video is coming out this week. You know what I'm saying? Fire is lit. So we're going to go over the book. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go through these ages of man, man. All right?
Here we go. This is the book of Philo. I want to say this is what? Well, this is concerning creation. Let's just go there. You'll find the passage that we about to read at like the close to the midsection of page 16 in the book of Philo.
Let me see the book. Let them see the book. Turn to the front.
Philo.
For you guys to try to step up your study game for real, for real.
It says, and he speaks thus. In the nature of man there are 7 seasons, which men call ages. Infancy, childhood, boyhood, and the rest. Side note. Now, at the top of here, it gives all of the ages of man, which is infancy, childhood, boyhood, youth, manhood, middle age, old age.
Woo, hey, bring it again one time. This is, if anybody that been in college and went through psychology, they also go through the stages of development of man, from infant up to age man, okay? So what was those stages again?
The 7 stages of man.
7, they were that number 7. 7, spiritual, go ahead.
The 7 ages of man are infancy,
childhood,
boyhood,
not kidhood, childhood.
Boyhood.
Then you have boyhood. Go ahead.
You got youth.
You have youth.
You got manhood.
And that youth going to be interesting because King David was considered a youth, right? So that's just interesting, right? What else?
Manhood.
Middle aged. Old age.
And that these two.
And that these
the
what?
The whole of the 7, right? These are measured by periods of 7.
By periods of 9.
No, 7.
Now, we're going to exhort the number 7, man. Okay? First and foremost.
So he speaks thus. It says, in the nature of man, there are 7 seasons, which men call ages, infancy, childhood, boyhood, and the rest. He is an infant till he reaches his 7th year.
His what?
The 7th
year.
Which
okay.
is the age of the shedding of his teeth.
Right, which my daughter just turned 7. And her teeth started falling out. Kakama, right?
He is a child until he arrives at the age of puberty, which takes place at 14. 14.
So Esau tells you, between 12 and young girls is around 3rd grade, 4th grade.
Actually, correction, I'm sorry. That takes place in 14 years.
So in 14 years.
So from 7 to 21, he's going to have this growth spurt.
Right. Right. So that's going into the puberty development stages. From that age on up, okay? Because, I'm a teacher, so I see this from the 3rd grade on up, okay? So go ahead.
He is a boy till his beard begins to grow.
So now you come in after the age of 14, right? If I'm not mistaken.
No,
okay.
It's going to be 21.
Okay, keep going.
He is a boy until his beard begins to grow, and that time is the end of a 3rd period of 7 years.
Okay.
So he has to be in the 21 world.
Right. So between the age of 14 and 21, his masculinity is really developing from being boyish. Right. He's coming out of his puberty stage. He's entering into his boy, his stage from 14 to 21. Right. So we got 7, 14. Now we got 21. Right. Go ahead.
He is a youth.
Oh, here's a youth.
Completion of the growth of his whole body, which coincides with the fourth 7 years.
So now we can understand that we go by the knowledge and information that's here in the book of Philo concerning David. King David had to been between the ages of 21 and 27. Okay? David had to been between the age of 21 and 27, which is the fourth cycle, which is the fourth age of man. Okay? Go ahead. And so read that again, though. Read that again.
Okay, so it says, he is a youth till the completion of the growth of his whole body, which coincides with the fourth 7 years.
Right. So that's why a lot of people say you are in your prime when you're in the ages between 26, 27, 28.
And you'll even hear grown women say, oh, you're still a baby. Interesting.
You see that? So understand these are the stages, the ages of man. We break it down through the book of Philo. So we had infancy, which was 1 to 7, lose teeth. We have 7 to 14, which is the puberty stage, right? That's what it mentioned, right? Childhood
and youth.
Childhood is between 14, right?
21.
21, that's childhood.
And then he's a man at 28.
28.
When he reaches his 49th
So 21,
year,
so 21 to 28 is youth, right? I want to make sure we got infancy, childhood, boyhood,
youth.
and youth. So now where we at?
Then he is a man.
He's a what?
He's a man.
He's a man, baby.
Until he reaches his 49th year.
Woo!
So from 28 all the way up to 49, you have the man in his element. You get what I'm saying?
The man element. So that's 28, 29,
How y'all doing? Y'all
30. Right? That's 12 years. Then you got another 9 years. You know what I'm saying? That's what? 21 years. So you got 21 years to be in manhood or womanhood.
So he's a man until he reaches his 49th year, or 7 times 7 periods.
So you're still in your manhood.
All praises. He's a middle-aged man.
Oh my goodness. Stop playing. Hold on. Wait a minute, brother. Wait a minute, brother. I don't believe the book, brother. You say he's middle-aged what? What age?
Always say, he is a middle-aged man until he is 56.
I'm a middle-aged man. I done came to the 49th. The fifth?
49th
the
to
fifth,
56,
the fifth
you're
age.
middle-aged, right?
So from 49 to 56, you are the middle-aged worlds.
And that's 8 times 7.
Right. So if you know your multiplication table, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, right? 42. Wait, am I tripping?
Hold on, we're going to get it right. 7, 14,
21, 28. But then it's 21 years in manhood. That's what it is.
63.
Yeah. So they taking 21 years for you to be in manhood. That's why it's not a continuation of 7 in that terms. But it's 3 7s in manhood.
Yeah.
You see that? It's 3 7s in manhood.
That's right.
Okay?
And after that 56,
So
he's considered an old man.
So once you get 56, brother or sister,
You're old.
you're considered old according to the book of Philo.
You feel me?
So you can sit up there and look sexy all you want in the word.
And it is also affirmed for the particular phrase of the number 7 that it has a very admirable rank in nature because it is composed of 3 and 4.
Admirable. Admirable. Look at that.
And if anyone doubles the third number after the union, he will find a square. And if he doubles the fourth number, he will find a cube. And if he doubles the 7th from both, he will both a cube and a square. Therefore, the third number from the unit is a square in a double ratio.
Ooh, that math is going down, boy.
Somebody getting this work today.
Somebody get that math. You thought my man that was breaking down number 9 rocking, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, what it do? What it do? What it do?
So y'all got to understand something.
Got to understand
You know our black
the
don't
word.
crack, right? Yeah, right? I'm talking about, yeah. You know
Crazy.
our black don't crack, right? You know, I'm 44. I look like I could probably be a little older because of, you know, the edge up and what have you. But if I clean this up, I'd have just knocked 14 years off. I've seen it. It attracts a lot of beautiful Israelite women. And some Gentiles. But yeah, if we look at the cycles of man by 7, yeah, it lets us know in the book of Philo that, say man, You really ain't considered an old man until after 56. And
Let's
a lot of y'all ain't even reached y'all adulthood yet. Yeah.
Don't hurt them boys like that, man. Little babies that want to run around here,
Man,
man.
it's the book of Philo. Like right now,
Go ahead.
a lot of y'all still in y'all youth.
Yeah, if you under 28, man, you in the youth world.
You still in your youth.
21, 28, you're a youth, man. Have respect for thy elders.
Boy,
Have respect for thy elders, boy.
I'm trying to tell you.
You're not even a man yet.
I'm trying to tell you, man. So please understand, y'all, when you learn these things, like don't be afraid to learn this stuff and don't get like offended or in your bag about it because you're learning it. This is for our growth. This is for our understanding of how the Most High set things in place. This is very interesting coming across this.
Hey, hold up. You got to live to be old.
Yeah.
Remember that.
You dying young, ain't no benefit in that.
Right. Yeah, let's go. So where we at right now?
All right, so it says, and the seventh number being 64 is both a cube and a square at the same time. So that the seventh number is really a perfecting one, signifying both equalities. The plane superficies by the square, according to the connection with the number 3, and the solid by the cube according to its relationship to the number 4, and of the numbers 3 and 4 are composed of the number 7. But this number is not only a perfecter of things, but it is also, so to say, a harmonious, the most harmonious of numbers, and in a manner the source of that, the most beautiful diagram which describes all the harmonies, that of fourths and that of fifths, and the diaspon. It also comprises all the proportions, the arithmetical, the geometrical, and moreover the harmonic proportion. And the square consists of these numbers: 6, 8, 9, 12. And 8 bears to 6 the ratio of being 1/3 greater, which is the diatessaron of harmony. Let me pause for a minute. All right, so I was watching this documentary on YouTube, and the documentary was talking about 3, 6, 9, and the number 8. All right, so it's talking about how if you look into certain scriptures, it'll help you understand the Most High's numerical system. The number 0 is not a number. The number 0 is literally saying devoid of number. So when you look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, you should know that that's not a number. That was given to us by the folk. That was never the Most High's numbering system. But if we use the numerical system, what's 3 times 4? 12. What's 3 plus 4? 7. What's 3 plus 9? 12. You get what I'm saying? What's 3 plus 8? 11. But if you look at 8, it looks like the infinity symbol, right? So it's everything just going on a continuum. What scripture does that tie into? Ain't nothing new under the sun. What's been done before will be done again. So we're looking at things being done. And when you read this passage of scripture, or we read this passage of text in the book of Philo, he's letting you know that time ain't never been changed according to the nature of man. The Most High put that in place for man to have 7 seasons.
Bring it out.
So by the time, we reach our 7th year, we haven't really grown except in that one stage. It ain't until you reach like 14 to 21 that you're getting ready to graduate to the stages which put you in the manhood. You know how like most women, I hate to say it, most women like to call their sons, my man, this my little man, this my world, he my everything. And then he buck on you. Well, according to this, your son is still a little boy. He's not a grown man until he reaches his late 20s.
Right, 28 years old.
Yeah. So then this helps to understand why you look at certain passages of scripture, like the sons of that time, they didn't leave their father's house until they was like in their 40s. They didn't leave until they was like old, you know what I mean? So
older.
I left home at 15. My brother left home like he was like 19, something like 20. So when you look at something like this, is that to say that we were prepared for the world? Of course not. We went through trials and tribulations, some bumps in the road, which means that we weren't quite prepared to deal with manhood according to this level of growth.
Right.
If my old man had this book growing up as a child in our house, I believe I probably would have turned out a lot better. But then I wouldn't have got a chance to meet a lot of y'all beautiful people. So I praise the Most High for finding this book right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I can look at the nature of a man and understand why it could be grown men in our circle, but they're still boys in the mind. It's because, according to this, though they appear to be men, Mahar, right? They haven't quite psychologically and emotionally and mentally grown here yet. So that's what this is kind of giving us an understanding of.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on. So we at 64 now. Okay. So it's another 7 though, isn't it?
It's another 7. Let's see. At 9 bears 6 to the ratio of being half as great again, which is the ratio of fifths. And 12 is to 6 in a twofold proportion, and that is the same as the diaspon. The number 7 comprises also, as I have said, all the proportions of arithmetical proportion. That's a new word for me.
I think they have it on this side as well. If I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. So
I think they have the breakdown over there as well.
Things which are judged of by the best of the senses, sight partake of numbers according to their kind. For the things which are seen are 7: body, distance, shape, magnitude, color, motion, and tranquility. And besides that, there is nothing. It also happens that all the changes of the voice amount to 7. The acute, the grave, the contracted. In the 4th place, the aspirated sound. The 5th is the tone. The 6th, the long. And the 7th, the short sound. All right,
there.
so
yeah, because we did this before, right there.
all right, so it says, and I'm just going to read it from where it's not underlined, and I'll go into that. All right, so it says, and this is the 15th page, and it speaks on the creation. This is in the book of Philo at 35 and verse 103. It says, and besides what has been already said, the growth of men from infancy to old age, when measured by the number 7, displays in a most evident manner its perfecting power. For in the first period of 7 years, the putting forth of the teeth take place. And at the end of the second period of the same length, he arrives at the age of puberty. At the end of the third period, the growth of the beard takes place. The 4th period sees him arrive at the fullness of his manly strength. The 5th 7 years is the season for marriage.
What?
The
5th?
7 years is the season for marriage.
So he's at what age? That's
35.
that's
35.
35?
Yep, that's 5 times 7. In the 6th period, he arrives at the maturity of his understanding. So that's 40.
No, that's 40. You sure?
I'm counting. The first 7 years, he got his teeth.
Okay, let's go. All right,
The
all right.
second, he arrives at the age of puberty. At the end of the third, this start coming in. 4th period, now he's at the fullness of his manly strength, or he's in his
21.
prime. No,
Right,
that's 28.
28.
The 5th 7 years
Okay.
is the season for marriage.
35.
In the 6th period, he arrives at the maturity of his understanding.
42.
The 7th period is that of the most rapid improvement and growth of both his intellectual and reasoning powers.
49.
The 8th is the sum of the perfection of both. That's 56.
56.
In the 9th, which is 63, his passions assume a mildness and gentleness.
Laid back.
From being to a great degree tamed. In the 10th, the desirables end of life comes upon him, while his limbs and organic senses are still unimpaired, for excessive old age is apt to weaken and enfeeble them all.
So that's at the age of 70, right? And then you go into the book of Psalms, and it's all about 10 more years, which is 80. And it goes into talking about being old. You know what I'm saying? Being like, really, really getting up there in age, man.
Facts.
So that one went through all 10 stages, which show you that 10 times 7 is 70, right? Most I give it 70 what? Years. You see what I'm saying? So you got a breakdown of 7, and then you have the breakdown of 7 and age, I believe it was, right? You okay? Went from 28 to 49, which took 3 7s and then accumulated into the ages of man. Right? Okay. So basically we got again, what's the stages again? Infancy. Let's go back to that one more time.
The 7 stages of a man.
7 stages of a man.
Their infancy. Childhood.
You're 1 from 7, infancy.
Childhood.
You're 7 to 14, you're a child.
Boyhood.
Boy, you're a boy from 14 to 21, little boy.
Youth is 21 to 28.
You're a little youth, 21-year-old at 28,
Manhood
27?
Is 28 to 35.
No, 28 to, that's
1,
the 49.
2, 3, 4, 5. Look. Keep going. Look. Infancy, 1. 14, 21, 28, 35.
Yeah, but that's gonna skip. Remember, the
Oh,
middle
that,
age
right,
starts
right,
at
right.
40.
Oh, okay, because then
Remember that.
and
The
then it's
manhood
not
ends.
even
The
in the
man.
same order.
Right. See, that the other one was
Gotcha.
going by this 7.
Right.
That's going through the 7 ages, and when it gets to manhood, it takes 21 years. It gives you 21 years of manhood.
Woo! So from 21 to 42, you got some growing to do.
Yeah, from 28 to 49. Yeah, that's when you're in your manhood.
Got you.
From 28 to 49, that's when you are in your manhood. You see what I'm saying? That's when you are in your manhood.
Man, hey, I don't know who don't got this book. I suggest go get the book of Philo.
And then from 49 to 56, you're in the middle age world.
Yep. And then
I used to say 35 was middle age.
So from from 56 on up, you are considered an old man.
You're the old man. You're the OG.
You feel me?
You ain't an old. You got niggas talking about they OGs, man. You ain't an OG till you 56, nigga.
Thank you.
Huh?
I get sick of you niggas calling me school because I got these grades on my beard. Don't be mad.
Yo, you like that?
Get like me, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Get like me.
You know what
but
I mean?
nah, I ain't an old man.
You still in this manhood.
My manhood.
You know what I'm saying?
Enjoying the manhood.
I'm the middle-aged man. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I just, black don't crack. You heard me? Like, it is what it is.
It just ain't crack. You know what I mean? You can go get the sledgehammer all you want to. It don't work. Still fresh. I mean, up under here somewhere, a handsome man just died to come out. He gonna come out. He gonna come out. All praise to the Most High,
Because we ain't playing no games. Right? So, yeah, man, the ages of man are refreshed. I believe we did this joint before, so this is an updated one, I guess, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. Now, my little girl over here, she's into the, infancy childhood stage.
Right.
Because she just turned 7. Right? So, all praise and glory to YAHAWASHI, MASHAYACH. We're going to come back with some more short, powerful lessons. I might do one that I just seen when you shared that video. About the old lady, the old Baba. I think we're going to do a little separate joint on that one right quick, man. Talk about that. We'll come back and talk about that, man. We're going to come back and talk about that, man. You know what I'm saying? So he's 37, we in the building, 37 Ministry, Right to Sound Music. The new music video, No Playing Games, is coming out. I'm about to finish it. You know what I'm saying? The Kingdom album's on its way.
Wait, hold on. Let me say this real quick. Make sure y'all get this understood. Make sure y'all go get this album. Make sure y'all go pick this album up. We did it for the streets, but we did it for our family, man. Go pick this album up.
Hey, listen, the Kingdom album is going to be full of fire tracks, beat on YAHAWAH, Right to Sound Music. You know what I'm saying? We got some beats in there from B Hood. You know what I'm saying? Lab Techs, you know what I'm saying? One of our engineers, rappers. I mean, he does everything. You know what I'm saying? And I advise you, you know what I'm saying, when it come out to buy it. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be able to jam that whole joint from the beginning to the end. That's how fire the album is, man. So we're going to come back with another little short mini lesson. This one was called The Ages of Man. You know what I'm saying? The life cycle of the Hebrew Israelites. All right? So all praise and glory to YAHAWASHI, MASHAYACH. We got next.